Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here with another episode of Free Pattern Friday. Yay! It's Free Pattern Friday. I love Fridays. I've been retired for a while now, but I still love Fridays. So today we're going to show you how to do mosaic block. And yes, there's Y seams, but it's a really good scrap buster. Like you bust a lot of scraps very quickly with this. So this is a good one to know how to do. But first, before we go any further, let's do our shout out. Tetiana from Olta Quilts is having so much fun on her YouTube channel. You guys got to go check her out. Her YouTube link is in our show notes below. And it's just give her some warm, encouraging words, love, you know, kind of there. And tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. Spring Fling with Strings. We're filming this March 10th. So that the new So Long will start April 30th. And it's a lot of fun. I'm sewing mine as we're speaking today, and it's coming along really well, and I love how my colors are playing together. So you can pick any colors you want. I did stick with low volumes, and I used my crumbs to, I sewed them together and all this stuff, and I used blue and browns and a gold. Like a gold, I have about 1.5 yards of gold, so that's the perfect size of gold to make all of this look unified. So that you can pick whatever colors you want. You can do whatever you need to do. How many strings you have. Like if you have lots of green strings, use green, you know. Like if you have lots of red strings, use red. I mean, it's all good. We have also in our show notes below, we have our Zoom sew days. Go put them on your calendar. You come, have fun. It's a great time to play. Making comments and sending us hearts and subscribing and thumbs up all helps our analytics, so we can continue giving you free patterns. And this is what we love to do the most. We also have a Facebook group. You're welcome to join that group. And we have a virtual sewing room under Discord. So for the Facebook members. So you have to join the group first and then join the member, then get the invitation to go to Discord. And I also speak for free to quilting groups and quilting guilds. If you want to get a hold of me, my email is in the About tab, or you can message me on Facebook. And if you have shout outs, please send me the link on email or in the Facebook group. Like send me the actual link. And yeah, it's under the About tab. And you scroll down, it tells you where my email is. So I think that's it. Oh, the quilt behind me is a nosegay. And if you're looking to make this quilt, you go to my YouTube channel and you search your nosegay sew along. And that should bring you this pattern that I gave to you in 4 or 5 different sizes. So come on in, let's get to the sewing. Okay, we're at the sewing machine, and this comes together really quickly, and it's a very simple, very quick way of doing things. So the first thing we're going to sew on is all the reds. So basically we're going to take this and we're going to line this up the best we can, not to get crazy or worried, and then we're going to sew a nice 1/4 inch along that. There's different ways you can sew this, but I mean, I'm going to sew it this way. Okay, line this up. Now, when I'm picking colors, I've got this neutral here. It's got a little bit of red, it's got a little bit of blue, it's got a little bit of green, it's got a little bit of gold. And I thought, okay, this is where we're at here. This is what we can do. So we'll just pick some colors like that, what's in the neutral, and we'll have some fun with it. And it was such a pretty little neutral. I didn't have a lot of it. Like when I cut my blocks, my 4 little blocks out of here, I was like, oh, okay, wow, I don't have anything hardly left. Okay, that works. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I think I'm gonna have to take my mom's machine and take it and have a spa day or something here pretty quick, but oh well. Actually this is like 1 block, oops, that you could sew together. And I sewed them together in pairs. So on the instructions, they say 2 colors, you do 8 pieces of each, or you can do 4 colors with 4 pieces of each. It's up to you how you want to sew this together. Okay, now we're just going to fold this back just like so. And nice, neat. Now I have nails that can cut through drywall, so I mean, you would have to, like, you're going to be like ironing them flat, but no steam when you're ironing them, because that would be bad. Okay, there we go. And get the next side on. Okay. And get the side that appears opposite. Oops, here we go. Here, get some green. There. Yeah, it's been pretty busy around this house lately. March 10th, I've got this Monday of March 10th, I've got 4 speaking engagements that I'm so looking forward to. I've been looking forward to them for a while, so some of them were booked like last year. And I found it really a lot of fun. And I find it fun to say yes to these social, what is it they call them? Not community service program, in program directors and guilds. I just find that they're really such a good, that's such a hard job in a guild to do. Because you gotta find people that your guild members want to listen to, right? For starters. Okay, so now I've got this. Okay. I'm also going to put this particular pattern in YC Wednesday as well, because I almost did it in YC Wednesday. And I thought, oh, well, you know, maybe we should just wait. So I'm turning the red in on itself. There. I'm putting the green on the outside edge. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the blue. Because, okay. So the blue would start here, but you want to sew it from this side. Now, I should have pressed these open, because that would let me know exactly where I need to pivot, right? Because this is where we do that pivot trick. So I'm going to line this up with the green. There, I should probably turn my light on. That would be helpful. Yes, I would, very much. Okay, so we're going to go right to the line where those 2 pieces of cloth meet, and you just like that, and you put it down. Just let me get this opened here. I will press it the right way, because you want to press this open, because this is where we do that pivot trick, right? So now we're going to take this bottom and we're going to move it, because it needs to go along the straight edge, and we're just going to keep adjusting this just a bit, and magically it falls into place. Yay! And there we go. We're just going to go along until the next line. We hit the next line, and I'll just move this up just a bit so we get the right mark, and down. All right, you hold it down before you pivot. And then now we're going to move this. Basically, we're creating a miter. Okay. And wow, that popped in place right away, and that's where we sew. There we go. Now let's do another one. Okay, first off, we're going to press this correctly, finger press it correctly, but oops, that's okay. That's okay. Okay, that goes there, so this goes here. This gets matched up that way. No, that's not going to work. It's got to go the other way. It's got to go the other way. Right. Okay, so with this, there we go. Just like this. So now we're going to sew all the way to where that seam, those 2 pieces of fabric join. And we got it so nicely marked. Okay, let me get this open and put down there. Now that will lie flat when I press it. So now it's down, so we take this and lift it up, move it this way, and move this way. So you want all of that extra fabric out of the way, and And just like magic, it pops all down into place. Wow, that's fast. Okay. There we go. So right down to where those two pieces meet, because you've got it pressed open, you can see exactly where that seam matches. There we go. And now we're just going to turn it again, because you're making two Y seams, right? Here. Okay. And there we go. Nice. All right. So we're going to keep doing this for a bit. And you're like, why? Why do I have to watch this all? Okay, so this is ready to go, just like so. We just take our time lining those points up, because that's, yeah, you always take your time lining up. You know, you just can't pick it up and start sewing it, because, you know, you got to take the time to line it up. Otherwise, you're not going to have really sharp points. Okay, there's a pivot point right there. Get this out of the way. And with the needle down, again, the needle down trick always works. Now, if you have a sewing plate on your machine with a mouth, and you have an alternate plate that has a little hole, that's when you switch to the little hole. Because this is where, oops, hang on, there. This is where it makes this whole thing easier, okay? And I got to the same point. Now I'm going to pivot again with the needle down. See, these modern machines, they have a mouth, and what you need is that little tiny hole. If you don't have the little hole for an alternative sewing plate on your modern machine, I suggest that, well, a number of things actually. Suggest that you go buy yourself an older vintage machine. No, that's not fair. You just have to do it a little bit carefully. You have to be a little more careful, and it might take a lot more practice to do this pivot trick, right? So that's something you got to be aware of. I'm going to take this and line this up just like so. There we go. Yeah, the hole is, it doesn't allow stuff to get pushed down into the works. Okay, one there, one more. There we go. At the perfect pivot point. There. Oops. There. There we go. And you hold the bottom piece straight and you twist around the top piece, right? And it's like you're sewing it backwards too, right? Because you're intuitive, you put the bigger piece on the bottom while this is the bigger piece on top, because you've already sewed a couple of things to it, right? So if you were hand sewing this would not be, the Y seams in this would not be an issue, right? So that's kind of something to keep in mind too. Like, hand sewing does have its advantages, and you could even go smaller with your blocks if you wanted to. But it's kind of, I don't think I do love to hand piece at night because I find it very relaxing. Okay, now this one. Okay, now I take this and line this up, the yellow or the checkerboard, or I'm going to take that and line it up. And again, just keep doing this. Okay, there we got it. Perfect. Perfect. There. And sometimes it even helps to starch your pieces. You know, that's another old trick that they used to do, is starching your pieces, and that works really well. You know, especially if you're a beginner. You starch your piece, then cut your piece. You never cut your piece and then starch it, because that's just going to lead to nothing but disaster and stretching material and everything. Yeah. And sometimes when I starch, I I'm not talking like a little light layer of starch. I'm talking about starch so you could throw your block across the room like a ninja throwing star or something, you know, like that's kind of starch I'm talking about. And that would stick into drywall. I like to use Stay Flow, or I make cornstarch spray starch. There we go, perfect. Now I'm just gonna put this block out just like so. There we go. See, it lies perfectly flat now. Okay. Now I'm going to twist again. You twist on your pivot points. All this craziness. There we go. There we go, all the way to... Yeah, I like using spray starch. Or, especially if you got a bias edge that you're playing around with. Like this is here, right here is a bias. And you don't want to start stretching it too much because you can pull it out of shape very quickly. And that would not be good. That would be so bad. Okay. Okay, there we go. There, perfect. There. And we just have one more block. I'm going to start sewing these blocks together just like a 4-patch. There we go, nice. Wow. There we go. Okay, and last up, take these two pieces. There. Okay, and we roll this around. Now what some people do is they go up to where they need to pivot and then they back stitch and then they start from a different direction. I'm teaching you how to pivot because it's for me it's quicker. It's a quicker option, right? But not everybody likes this. Okay, there we go. And now we get all of this off of here. Okay. So now we've got all 4 of our little blocks sewn together. So we're just going to put this together like a 4-patch. Now, I did not press this, so I'm going to push the seams in opposite directions so I get a nice nest. You get a nice nesting effect. You could change around the layout if you want. You know, it's entirely up to you how you want to do this. There we go. So I get a nice point. There, okay. There, now, oof. And again, we're going to get this. Squish it down with your finger. There we go. We're just going to push that together like so. There we go. Okay. This one's not. There we go. There it is. There it is. There it is. Let's throw it. Well, it's still there. Okay. I should have a leader ender for this because now I sew this part together. And we're gonna go like this. Should have cut the dog ears off, but I would trim, normally I would trim this block. So I'm, you know, I'm okay with having dog ears that I'm going to trim off later when I go to square it up. There. Okay, there, and that is just like so. There we go. We've got nice nesting. Now, I'll show you what I did. Okay, so on this, I'm just going to move this out of the way. On this, I left all my dog ears on, so I can just come back here and trim them off just to reduce the bulk, right? It's just basically you're going to trim away stuff and, you know, you're not going to hit a hard spot in your quilt, right? When you're, you know, free motion quilting it. So you just go through and you quickly trim. Now on these outside corners, this I trim back like that. I trim a little deeper than the 90 degrees. Just because I want to reduce as much bulk as possible. There we go. There's something a little more. Okay. Yeah, you don't even have to cut off your dog ears on this one until you're ready to. And where did the last dog ears go? Oh, here they are. Here they are. Okay. And the last one. Now, okay, so we opened those first two seams that we made, right? We opened them so it would give us our pivot point. What we can do now with the rest of this is we just push to the dark, right? We're just going to push all this other seams, the yellow and the blue, because the green and the red we opened, and now we're just going to push them to the dark, right? So that's going to create less shadow on the front of your block. And this one's going to go this way, you know, that kind of thing. It's kind of like whichever way it's going to lie the flattest on the outside edge. You know, you might find that, well, if you press it this way, it's going to lie flatter. And you know what? The idea is to get a flat block at the end of the day, right? So this is kind of important that we do it that way. And here we go. So there we go. So that's how I pressed it. Now, I could open this and hope that it lays a little bit flatter and then push one seam that way and the other seam this way. You know, that would also help reduce the bulk in the center. So anyways, let's get to our ta-da moment. So here's our mosaic tile block. Now, the pattern that I gave you calls for 2 colors only and then 1 neutral. But you could do 4, you could do all scrappy, you could do whatever. The pattern is 7 1/4 and 2 inch. And then you use your 45-degree line on your ruler to cut this shape, right? So it's very simple cutting. And if you were doing lots of different ones and you were making more than 1 block, well, you know, you just take your 2-inch strip and you cut one direction, the other direction, and off you go, right? So it's pretty quick to get this done. Or you can make a template. That also works, right? So I do hope you give this one a try. It was lots of fun and very easy to put together. You saw how fast I put it together. So yeah, I hope everything is going lovely for you in your sewing room and your life is just very happy and carefree. So you take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life and, you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.